Hey everyone, and thanks for jumping back into the cryptoverse. Today, we're going to talk about Cardano and its native token ADA. If you guys like the content, make sure you subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, and also check out the Telegram channel, which you can find a link to in the description below. Also, make sure to go stake your ADA and earn interest on it, rewards, using the ITC stake pool. So you can just search for that stake pool and start earning interest on your ADA. Let's go ahead and jump in. So we're just going to take a pragmatic look at the market, see where things are. Nothing super fancy, but I know people want an update because we're continuing to just move sideways, which I've told you guys is not the worst thing in the world. We've been in this channel now for approximately 72 days. Now, is this out of the ordinary? I do not think it is. We've made many comparisons to Ethereum during the last market cycle, and while it might just look like Ethereum went straight up, remember there were periods where it just went sideways. And I mean, this period right here was 212 days before it capitulated over the next few months and then finally went back up. And so you could argue that this was over a year of sideways movement. This is, I'm not saying that the ADA is going to move like this for an entire year, but you have to recognize that in bull markets, you're still going to have periods of sideways movement. And a lot of times you can sort of try to identify these periods of sideways movement using these, some moving averages where it being above the shorter term moving average doesn't necessarily mean it's super bullish, or below it doesn't mean it's super bearish. It's just a natural accumulation phase. Obviously, if we go back down in the event of a capitulation by Bitcoin, people will call it a distribution phase, but it does not change the fact that this, in the long term, in the grand scheme of the market cycle, consolidation above $1, in my opinion, is really good, and it shows how high the demand is for ADA. Now, if you look at the ADA Bitcoin valuation, we're still just sort of riding this line, which is the same place we spent a decent amount of time back in April of 2018 and in June and July of 2018. And so, these periods where we've spent a lot of time in the past, a lot of times we can come right back down to them and maybe try to hold them again. Okay, so we were unable to hold them back over here. You can see that ADA is doing its best to hold them over here, which more or less corresponds to just over that 2,000 Satoshi mark. Right now we're at 2,300 Satoshis, and we've gone all the way up to almost 3,200 Satoshis. Okay, now you might wonder, why is ADA not moving? Ethereum's moving. Well, we've discussed this before. We do tons of videos on Ethereum. And what I've said is, when the dog Bitcoin is out and running like crazy and going into new all-time highs, Ethereum's like the cat. And so the cat sort of hides. When the dog's away, the cat will play. When the cat's away, the mice will play. Altcoins like ADA being the mice that come out and start going like, moving around like crazy. Now, when Ethereum is doing this, and I've referred to this in my videos as the Ethereum tsunami, right? When Ethereum is going into price discovery mode every single day, okay, I mean, we're looking at like 3 or 7 or 8 days in a row here where Ethereum's just in price discovery mode. It's very hard for altcoins in general to even come close to keeping up. Okay, this is sort of like when Bitcoin moves in price discovery mode. It's hard for Ethereum to keep up with it. When Ethereum moves like this, similar to what Bitcoin was doing, a couple months ago or a few months ago, it's hard for altcoins like ADA to keep up. It does not diminish what the value of ADA. It does not mean, or the value proposition of ADA. It does not mean that ADA can't go higher later. It's just the way the market works. Profits will bleed back into Ethereum. And I mean, whether you like it or not, that's just how the market works, generally speaking. If you look at the ADA Ether valuation, we in fact were able to go above our prior local tops like we anticipated we could. We have come back down, and we're not even that far away from going back to this yellow band, which is where we spend a decent amount of time. For instance, like another 20% drop or so against Ethereum, that doesn't even mean that ADA has to drop. It could just mean that Ethereum's continuing to go up and ADA is more or less sitting still. And note that we have come into this band before, and then without going to the green one, and we went back up to the red. So I would say, hey guys, in the grand scheme of the cycle, I don't see this as a problem at all. We know that we can have long periods of accumulation, just like Ethereum did last cycle. We had a major one here. We had another one over here. Seems like ADA is just having some of these major reaccumulation phases. If we take a look at our 20-week SMA or our bull market support band, we'll go ahead and do that. and see where we are. It's the 20-week SMA and the 21-week EMA. It currently ranges from 89 cents up to 93 cents. So rather than us dumping to the 20-week SMA, the 20-week has been coming to us. And so, you know, the idea is hopefully we hold it. If we're unable to hold it, it probably means that Bitcoin has had a major pullback to the, you know, major drop. Probably if Bitcoin doesn't hold its 20-week, then obviously a lot of altcoins probably wouldn't hold their own 20 weeks as well. Because when Bitcoin drops substantially, a lot of altcoins will drop even more so. But you know, you can see where we are. We're just back in this we're in a accumulation phase as far as I can tell, and there really is no telling how long this can last. It can last a lot longer than people might be comfortable with. But at the end of the day, I don't think it changes the long-term goals here of the market cycle. So, you know, you look at ADA Ether, and we have come back down. We could go down 20% or so and be back sort of in the middle of the yellow band. To go back down to the green one, which we've only been to about 3 times or maybe 4 times, so over here, 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 and then back over here, we would actually need to drop a lot further. And you might wonder how that could happen. I mean, I'm not saying we're going to go back down to this green band anytime soon, but if we did, you know, a plausible path would be Ethereum continuing to just skyrocket while ADA doesn't do much of anything. And then if Bitcoin has a pullback, there's a good chance that altcoins like ADA might even bleed worse than Ethereum, which is kind of crazy considering. But I mean, you also have to recognize too that ADA has actually outperformed Ethereum significantly over the last 14 months. I mean, you know, ADA was less than 2 cents back in March of 2020, and it's already up like, you know, 60 to 70x. Ethereum was trading for around $100, and for it to be up 60 to 70x would put it at 6,000 to 7,000, and it's not there. So remember, ADA has drastically outperformed Ethereum. I'm just giving you guys an idea of what could make it go back down to that level, and that would be if Ethereum continues to go on a major run, and then Bitcoin has a pullback. Then that could cause ADA to bleed harder than Ethereum and could get us back into this region. And that might, if something like that were to happen, it might send people running for the hills. But believe it or not, that's typically the best time to buy. So just keep that in mind. But again, we've seen phases where we just sort of go back to the yellow band and consolidate there rather than going down to the green one. And you can see this is a great example of that. So looks like a pretty nice pattern there. Anyways. Same thing, right? Nothing has changed. I think ADA's on a run for the record books, as we always say. We'll look back at this and remember this as a key market cycle for ADA, hopefully as it navigates upwards and onwards. I mean, obviously people want to see a $2 ADA, and I think we're headed there this cycle for sure and beyond that. But it's going to take time. It's going to take consolidation. At the very least, as I said before, you should be earning interest on your ADA. So again, check out the ITC stake pool and come earn interest on your ADA. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, check out the Telegram channel, which you can find a link to in the description below. We also have the premium list. We're having a sale right now, the bull market sale. Make sure you guys check it out in the description below. If you've been waiting to sign up, now would be a good time. You can get the sale price. Thank you guys for tuning in. Subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.